When we say hybrid breeds, you might think of mixed breeds such as cockapoos or labradoodles, but we're talking about exotic hybrids, where a wild species is mixed with a domestic one, like wolfdogs or savanna cats. Today, we will tell you about the wolfdogs. What exactly are these hybrids? 10. Wolfdog hybrids. Wolfdog hybrids are becoming increasingly popular as household pets. But the rise in their sales in the United Kingdom and recent reports of escaped hybrids killing small dogs and threatening humans in the United States have renewed concerns about whether or not these animals should continue to be bred and sold to the public. Wolfdog hybrids are interesting and intelligent animals. They are produced by breeding a wolf with any of a variety of domestic dogs, including Akitas, German Shepherds, Alaskan Malamutes, and Huskies. The blend of wild and domestic genes in wolfdog hybrids, however, gives rise to a complicated mosaic of disposition and instinct. Hybrids tend to be relatively gentle when young, but as they grow, they increasingly resemble wolves in their behavior. They possess the instincts of a wild animal, and the presence of genes from a domestic dog does little to lessen the intensity of these innate behaviors. In its strictest definition, a wolfdog should be 50% wolf and 50% domestic dog. The definition can get a little more challenging if you consider the wolf's ancestry. For a wolfdog to earn such a classification, breeders must prove that the wolf used in the crossbreeding is a direct descendant of a 100% wolf within the immediate past 5 generations. While it is also true that domestic dogs and wolves are interfertile, Mother Nature forbid them to interact in a more natural way. Thousands of years of domestication have rendered the dog to be tamer and less aggressive than wolves. Hence, it is almost impossible for them to mate in the natural world. Besides, wolves are territorial and super aggressive. 9. A dangerous proposition. Private ownership of wild or exotic animals is a dangerous proposition, and it is impractical to think that the genes of a domestic dog can override a wild instinct that has transcended generations over the course of millennia. Although wolfdog hybrids have been bred by humans since the early 20th century, they are not a recognized breed. In fact, they are considered wild animals by organizations such as Dogs Trust, the Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, and the Humane Society of the United States. Furthermore, ownership of hybrids is banned in many U.S. states and townships, and similar restrictions are in place in the United Kingdom and other European countries. The decision to restrict or ban ownership is one founded on research, observation, and respect for wild animals. And thus, as with all other wild animals, hybrids should not be subjected to human whim. They are not suited for life in our city apartments and suburban houses. They belong in the native habitat of their ancestors. 8. There is some controversy in wolfdogs. On one hand are those that are against it, saying that it is a very dangerous undertaking. Proponents of the hybrid say that they can harness the trainability, loyalty, and affection of the domestic dog in the hybrid. The main question here is whether or not wolfdogs can make good pets. Unfortunately, it is very difficult to predict how much of a wolf is in the hybrid and how much dog is there. Almost everyone has a clear understanding of what a dog is and its fundamental behaviors. But not everyone has a deep understanding of the behavior of wild wolves. For very patient and persevering pet parents, a wolfdog may be an exceptional challenge for them. But for the average pet parent, raising a wolfdog is not worth the patience, effort, and time. 7. Wolfdogs cannot subsist on your ordinary kibble or canned dog food. Wolfdogs need a special diet. Nope, the standard kibble you feed your other dogs won't do it for a wolfdog. They need 2 to 4 pounds of raw meat daily. Feeding your wolfdog regular dog food won't provide him with the nutrients he really needs. Dogs can eat almost anything that you put in their food bowl. Whether it is dog kibbles or wet dog food, domestic dogs are already attuned to the flavors and textures of commercial pet food. However, if you have a wolfdog, there is only one diet that they can expect from their food bowl: raw food. When we talk about raw food, we often think about including fruits and vegetables because of their vitamins and minerals. However, wolves are never known to subsist on such food items. What they need are raw, whole prey animals. They can feed on whole rabbits, chicken, and other animals. If this is something you cannot stomach, you can provide a wolfdog with at least 2 pounds of raw meat every day. 6. It is all right to let your wolfdog pet to lick your teeth. In the wild, wolves show their appreciation and affection for one another by licking the teeth of one another. For them, it is a sign of recognition, of being a member of the pack. Hence, if the wolf dog licks your teeth, you should feel elated since it looks at you as a fellow pack member. If you dissuade or prevent the wolf dog from doing such a ritual, they may interpret this as rejection. You are rejecting the wolf dog from your pack. This is no way to establish a trusting relationship with this dog. 5. You cannot vaccinate a wolf dog against rabies. Rabies vaccines are species-specific. The majority of the formulations is for dogs. However, manufacturers have yet to formulate a vaccine that is specific for wolf dogs. Giving a dog-specific rabies vaccine may only confer protection for the dog component of the hybrid, but not the wolf part. The implications of this are immense indeed. If someone gets bitten by a wolf dog that has the rabies virus, there is a strong chance that the virus can get transmitted. This is one of the major dilemmas that wolf dog owners and potential pet parents have to think about. Public safety is a paramount concern. 4. Puppies of the same litter may show different characteristics. Very few people can understand the true behaviors of wild wolves. Hence, one can never be too sure about the temperament and behavioral characteristics of wolf dogs. Everything boils down to the genetic composition of the resulting litter. One has to understand that there is a gene that codes for each characteristic or trait. The emergence of a trait is dependent on whether the gene is recessive or dominant. If the gene is more dominant in the wolf parent, then you can expect this trait on the puppy too. If a particular trait is recessive, you will need both wolf and dog parents to have the same recessive trait so that this will show in the wolf dog. 3. Wolf dogs need a ton of space. Wolf dogs are usually recommended for people who live in the wilderness or woods because they need a ton of space to remain happy, healthy, and exercised. Some resources recommend an area of at least 65 square feet with plenty of trees and obstacles for the wolf dog to climb. 2. Pomeranians were the first dog breed to be crossed with wolves. One of the most interesting facts about Wolfdog hybrids is that it is not a new phenomenon. As a matter of fact, as early as the 18th century, people have already begun to entertain the idea of crossbreeding a wild wolf with a domestic dog. It would be safe to assume that these people sought to cross a wolf with a dog that has almost the same characteristics. For instance, Samoyeds, Alaskan Malamutes, and Siberian Huskies all bear uncanny similarities with wild wolves. Instead, the very first domestic dog that man crossbred with a wild wolf was a Pomeranian. You'd be interested to know that the Poms a couple of centuries ago were large dogs instead of the purse puppies we know them as today. 18th century Pomeranians looked more like the Arctic breeds that pull sleds over harsh snowy terrain. Number 1. Not all states recognize Wolfdog hybrids. It is very easy to see why not all states in the US recognize or consider wolf dogs as legal. Establishing the lineage of a domestic dog is easy. What makes it very challenging is determining the genetics of the wolf. If you were to crossbreed a purebred dog with a 100% pure wolf, then you have what they call the F1 hybrid. You get 50% of the genetic makeup of each parent. If, however, you crossbred an F1 hybrid with another pure wolf or purebred dog, then you get a second generation of wolf dog. It is difficult to establish how much of a wolf and how much of a dog should be present for the wolf dog to be considered as such. This confuses lawmakers such that many pass legislations outlawing the breeding and ownership of wolfdog hybrids. In some states, there may be restricted ownership. Do let us know in the comments if you know wolfdog breeds. Please subscribe to The Amazing Dogs. Thanks for watching!